Welcome to Bringing the Youth to the Conversation, a program run by the Newport News Police Department's Young Adult Police Commissioner. I'm Ethan Taylor, a junior at Menchville High School.
And I'm Olivia Horvath, a sophomore at Warwick High School. Today our special guest is Councilwoman Dr. Saundra Cherry. Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr.
How
Cherry.
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you for joining us. We have a few questions to ask you, but first, I'd like to know a little bit about your background.
Thank you for asking. I was born and raised in Newport News, and I left in 1973 and said I'd never come back to Newport News, but I came back home in 1990, and I was really devastated to see the condition of the city when I came back home because it wasn't what it was when I left. And I was determined to come back and try to make a difference and make my city great again from the community that I grew up in.
I feel like that's really important that you're trying to make a change in the community.
Yes, it is.
So what advice would you give to young people who are interested in local government?
I think it's important for not only young people, but everyone to be involved in local government. What people have to understand is that their voice matters. Government is run by the people, and the voters are the ones who put us in office. And so it's really important for us to listen, to hear what it is that people have to say. Your voice is so important because you're the youth, and you're the future of our city. And so it's really important for you to get involved in what's happening now and not think that you have to wait until you're an adult to get involved. So I encourage even YPC, the members of the Young Adult Police Commissioners, to come out and get involved in what's happening in the community and local government. Come out and share what you think. Share your story. Share what's happening to you. Because whatever you say, that's going to guide this city for the future.
I completely agree.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
So, Dr. Cherry,
Yes.
as a councilwoman, what are some of your duties that you do on a day-to-day basis?
Oh my goodness, Ethan, that's a lot. But one of the things that is important for me, that I have to be accessible for the individuals that I serve and that have voted me into office. Newport News has 3 districts, and so I represent the South District, which is basically more than 6,700 residents in the city of Newport News. And so my district is the longest district, and so there are a lot of people that I have to answer to. But what we have a theme for our city is that we're one city. And so not only do I serve the citizens in the South District, but I serve the city itself. So on a day-to-day basis, someone can call me with a concern that they've had, an issue. It could be with the police, it could be with something with Public Works, or an issue that they're having that they feel that they want to tell us, and they want us to see how we can get involved to help solve that problem for them. So listening, we get emails, we get messages all the time, text messages, we get invitations to attend and participate in different events on a daily basis. And so we have clerks of our office who are excellent. They keep us in line. They keep our calendars for us to help us know when we should be somewhere, because I've showed up a lot of times in the wrong place, right time, wrong place, often. And so I'm glad that they are there for us, and so I can always call and say, where is it that I'm supposed to be? And they're there to help us to help me to find out where I'm supposed to be. So on a day-to-day basis, I'm here to serve the citizens of Newport News. And it's important for me to hear what they have to say. No issue is unimportant to me. If you have an issue, then it becomes my issue, and it doesn't matter what part of the city you live in. If it's an issue for you, then I need to find out how we can resolve it. Is this something that the city can do? There are some things that citizens want me or want city council members to do, and it really is not in our purview to act on that, but I still need to hear it. And if there's a way that we can assist that resident in solving that issue, then that's what we're here to do.
Wow. So, for a youth, what's the easiest way to get in touch with the councilwoman?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that, because I love volunteers. And I do a lot of things out in the community. And so I'm glad to hear about this group, YPC, because I would love for you all to come aboard with me and do some of the things that we do in the community. We give away Easter baskets, so I need plenty of help in putting together Easter baskets. And then we have our back to school festival. We need plenty of help putting together the back to school supplies for the children. And then we also have Christmas for the children. That's a great event out in the community. So it's always something for youth to do. And I tell people, if you tell me you want to do something in the community, be serious, because I'm very, very serious when it comes to working in the community. So I'm interested in your group even more so maybe I need to come to your meetings and see what it's about and see what you're doing and see how you can help. I can help you, but also how you can help me as well. But always we are available through our clerks. You can send us an email, and you all are more tech savvy than I am, so I get it. I'm not a 21st century buff on that, but nonetheless, if you send something to our clerks, to the clerk's office, or make contact, call them, they will make sure that we get the message and that we respond to you as well. So my theme is to get up, get out, get involved, get engaged, and be informed. And that doesn't matter to me whether or not you're an adult or whether you're a child or whether you are youth. I think it's just really important. And one of the things that I try to do is not just work with adults, but I also do the Mayor's Book Club read with the 4-year-olds. That's really important to me, that I start at the early age so they'll know who I am. So when I go into school or when I'm out in the community, they already know my face. And so I like to make sure that I'm doing the same thing with the youth in the community as well.
So, Dr. Cherry, what piqued your interest when you decided to get involved with local politics?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I really was not interested in politics. But my late husband was very, when he came back home in 1995 and got involved, I was already involved in the community, already doing community walks, and he got involved as well. And so he began to go to the city council meetings and go to the work sessions and all of that. And I was like, what are you doing? But he thought it was really important to get involved. And so I remember him talking to my sister one day in the kitchen, and he said, she needs to run for city council. And I sat in the office, I said, he's crazy. I am not doing that. You know, and I laughed about it, and I said, that is not going to happen. And I remember going on the website for the state and looking at what you needed to do to run for city council. And I printed all that stuff out, and I put it together, and I took it to him. I said, now here, this is what you need to do to run for city council. And he and my sister laughed at me. And he said to her in the kitchen, and this is back in 2004, he said, her topic and her theme is going to be put a cherry on top. And we laughed about that thing, and I said, ha, that is not going to work, because I'm not doing that. But God took him home in 2007. And people asked me, was I going to run for city council? I was like, there's no way, it's no way. But I knew that his legacy and his dream and all the things that we had talked about, the city and how we could make a difference and make the city grow, that I needed to fulfill that. And I'm so thankful that I did. And so what is my theme now? When I run my campaign, it is always put a cherry on top. And that's symbolic. It's symbolic of his vision, but it's also symbolic of what we wanted to do in our community to make a difference, to build up the waste places and cause our city to grow again. And so I'm thankful for that. And I don't regret being in local government. I absolutely love it. It is my passion. When I go out and I'm campaigning, I love the city of Newport News. I love the residents that I see. I love the people. And yet I get to see some of the things that I say, well, you know what, we need to check on that. We need to see how we can make this better. And so it has not been a burden, but it has become a labor of love. And I hope to retire soon, because when I retire, it's going to be full-blown being an activist for the community in my city.
When you go campaigning, do you go campaigning yourself, or do you send like interns or somebody else to go campaigning?
I'm glad you asked me that. Are you available in a couple of years? I have volunteers that come out and work with me. People from our church, people from the community, they come out, and it's a labor, because we start in January and the race is run until May, and which means that we have to start boots on the ground in January to go door knocking. And when I said before we have 6,700 residents, I mean that's how many doors you are physically going to knock on. It's not a matter of sending literature in the mail. It's that face-to-face interaction with people when they see you and they want to ask you a question. That's what's really most important, when you make that contact with your community. And so I have enjoyed it. I have a passion for it. And so we set up days and we set up times. We have teams. We have a logistic team, and I lead the campaign, but at the same time I allow my leaders to lead. But someone is walking every single day. And I'm glad that it's in the springtime, because we get early daylight and then we get late night in the afternoon. So we're walking the whole day. And sometimes we may put in 12 and 13 hours a day just to get the work done. So volunteers are always needed. Young people are always needed, because you all have so much energy. You all give me energy, which makes it good for me. But sometimes I can be a really hard taskmaster. I really want people who are serious about the task, because when you go out in the community and when you're on that campaign trail with me, you're representing me. And that's really important. I want people to have integrity. What's really funny is that at our last campaign, I always tell my workers, do not walk on anybody's grass. You are not the postman. You have no authority to walk on anybody's grass. And so I make them walk down the sidewalk and go up the, they have to do that whole piece of that. Because to me, that shows integrity. That shows respect for other people's property. And so it's a good thing. It's a fun thing. So I'll be looking forward to getting some people involved in the next few years in that campaign.
I would love to get involved with you.
Your name is on the list already. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we know about your past, and we know about what you do now. What are some of the things you plan to do in the future?
Rest. I'm planning to spend more time self-care, trying to make sure that I'm providing self-care for myself. It's one thing to be able to give out to the community, but sometimes we go so much that we don't take care of ourselves. And as I said, my friends call me the Energizer Bunny. They want to know where I get so much energy from. But because I love people and it's my passion, I tend not to get tired or realize that I'm as tired as I am. But I do want to be able to begin to take more time for myself, quiet time in some quiet places by the water. I want to spend more time with my family. I have my aunt. She's the matriarch of our family. She's 85, and she's a fierce domino player, and she gets kudos every Sunday. My church family is always rooting her on and asking me if I'm going to let her beat today, but that's a laugh because she is a fierce opponent. And so I get pleasure every Sunday after church going by there to spend time with her and trying to play dominoes with her and seeing her laugh. That means a lot to me. Spending more time with my family and doing some other fun things that I like to do. I love sports. I love football, and you may not like my team, but I'm a Steeler fan from way back when.
I am too.
I like you. And so it's a lot of fun. We do spend time, my family, we're very close. So we spend a lot of family time together, and whether it's for family dinners or whether it's to watch football or whether it's to play game, we have game nights sometimes. That's more of what I like to be able to do right now. And they support me in everything that I do when it's time to put together Easter baskets or backpacks or whatever it is I'm doing. They have become so much a part of that, and they look forward to it as well.
So we know how much you love seeing the youth and getting involved with the children. So what do you think about the newfound young adult police commissioners?
I think that's a great idea. I think it's opportunity for youth to get involved in the community, but also so that you all can learn more about the police department and what it is that they do. I think your voice matters, and that is my theme for my town hall meetings. Your voice matters, and so your thing, bringing youth to the conversation, I think is excellent because you do have a voice, and sometimes you may not think you do. So I'm thinking that I would love to come to your meetings and learn more about what you do and how I can better serve you as well, and how we can work together in the community to make some things happen. Some great things happen for this city. So I'm just excited for you all. And I'm hoping that you all will take full advantage of this opportunity to learn about the police department and not take it for granted. There are going to be some exciting things that I'm sure that you all are going to be able to do just through this opportunity. And people are going to be jealous. They want to know, what do you do and how do you get involved? So make the best of it. And you have a legacy that you're leaving for someone else. And one thing that I learned is that when you do well, other people want to know where you do it, how did you do it, how did you get involved, and how can they get involved. So it's the excitement of it all. And I think that that's what it's about for me, for the community. I get excited. And people want to know, why are you so excited? I said, because I'm getting to get out and I'm getting to talk to people and laugh with people. And you know what? When you're out there helping other people, it's a great thing. One of my things is that one person can make a difference. And if you have hands to help someone, if you have ears to hear, and if you have a heart to serve, you can make a difference, even if it's just in the life of one person. And so because there may be many of you in the Young Adult Police Commissioners, just look at you. Look how many arms and legs that you have. And you're going to be a voice for the police department. You're going to know the truth, because sometimes they get a bad name, they get a bad rap. But at the same time, you're going to be able to say, that's not my experience with them. This is my experience with them. And I think that that's what's going to make a difference for the future, for right now, for the present, for the youth that we have, but in the kids that are going to come after you as well. So I wish you all the best.
I'm definitely not going to take this opportunity for granted.
Great, that's going to be good for you. Yeah, all of you.
So, you just spoke about leaving a legacy behind as YAPC members. Is there any sort of message you want to leave for future council members?
For future council members, yes, I would say, and not only for council members, but for the community. We don't want people to feel like things are being done to them. And in order for that to be the case, then people have to get up. I've said that before. Get up, get out, get involved, get engaged, and be informed. That's the only way that you're going to be able to make a difference in the community. You cannot sit back and say they did this or they did that. But if you get up and if you try to make an effort, and if I know you really care and want to help, then I'm going to reach my arms out to you and try to help you. I don't believe in enabling people, but I believe we have to empower people to want to make a difference in their own community. And so that's why I came back home. When I came back home and I got involved, it didn't matter to me. You know, I had to work while it's day, because when night comes, no man can work. And I just think it's important for us to do the work now while we have the opportunity. We're not promised tomorrow, but today I have. And today I can make a difference. And I'm hoping to make a difference not only just for myself, but in the future to come. I want our children to know that they're cared about. I want my community to know that I cared about them. And it doesn't matter about a title, but it does matter about the work that I do. And there's a saying that may the work I've done speak for me. It's not about my name, but it's about the work that I do in my community to make a difference.
Dr. Cherry, thank you for joining us today. I really loved all the things that you said, and it really brought inspiration to me. And hopefully it brings inspiration to whoever else watches this.
Olivia, thank you so much. I'm glad that you and Ethan invited me to come. It has been a pleasure. It has truly been a pleasure, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I wish you the best too.
Thank you.
Especially with your retirement.
Yay, how about that?
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow the Newport News Police Department on Facebook or on Twitter at Newport News PD for information on the next episode of Bringing You to the Conversation.
Thank you all for joining us today. See you next time.